on the door skins today. And one of the things this car didn't come with was a passenger side mirror. And I like symmetry. So I figured before I put the new door skins on, I make the holes in the skin for the bracket on the back side and weld that on. And then on this side here, for the passenger side, there needs to be a cutout. I probably could get away with not having it in there because the screws are only probably about that big going into the bracket. But you can see on the other side, like walking around, you can see this. You can see a hole in the frame like right about there for the remote mirror pass through and stuff. But I really don't care about that because, well, I'm going to probably adjust the mirror once and that'd be it, since I probably don't ever drive this car. But anyways, laid the holes out here roughly for where they're going to be. This is big hole here. It's 13/16. Yeah, that sounds about right. These are 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, and that one there is 300 thousandths, but it's getting made out 3/8 because I don't have a 300 thousandth bit. But the problem I had with this bracket was I didn't have one. So went out to Home Depot, got some 16 gauge metal, trimmed it to size. But the problem is I don't have a good way of bending it. So anyways, what do I do with that piece? Oh, there it is. On my little table I got from Harbor Freight there, that end, you can actually put a piece of metal in there, bend it to the shape that I need it to match the contour of the door. As you see, I kind of messed it up pretty good. Got what I needed for that. But like I said, since I don't have a brake, I don't have a really good way of doing something like with a hard edge. But I have a couple clamps, duckbill pliers, put them on the little bracket I made. Well, actually, I wouldn't call it double so bad. Scored the line in the metal to make it a little thinner. That way I can actually make it an easier, sharper bend. So there you go. That's how I made that. Now I just got to lay out the lines on this. And then, well, it's going to be going there like that. Lay out the lines, drill the holes, spot weld it on there, and then start working on the door frames. I got to sand them down. Pretty sure I got all the rust off of it. Clean everything up. The pitting and stuff down on the bottom there, I really don't care about because I'm use Eastwood's rust encapsulator on these doors, just because something to protect them on both sides. They open and close pretty good. Got it lined up pretty decently. I mean, on the bottom there, the gap's kind of big in the front, but the other side's the same. Yeah. Let me get to drill the holes in this bracket, and then when I come back, you'll see it done. Yeah, you got the hole pattern laid on this. What I did was just use my vernier calipers, scribe the line, and just only put black there, so it's a contrasting color for the camera. I'm going to drill them out to an 1/8 inch, line it up on the skin, and then clamp it in, drill 1/8 inch holes through the skin itself, and then I'll open it up to the appropriate size. There we go. Drill one hole through the big hole, where the big hole's going to be, and I'll just pop through the rest of the 1/8 inch holes, back it up with a block of wood. That way I really don't bow out the skin there. In a few minutes I'll be ready to drill the bigger holes. Alright, there it is on there. The holes don't line up too bad. The Clecos, or the body are 3/8 diameter, or a little bit smaller than 3/8, and the holes in the skin are 3/8, so they kind of fall right through. But either way, they line up pretty decent. I just need to weld where I ground down that little slit in the 16 gauge metal so I can bend it easier, and then grind down the backside the 2 spots, spot welded on there. Got the weld through primer on, got it clamped on, Clecoed up in position, spot welder on there, and that'll be it until I go hang it on the door and see if I really need to go cut it out, the door frame there. Alright, so what I'm doing is laid out a hole here, or lay out the pattern, the same as the driver's side for a pass-through for the mirror. Did a little measuring. I originally thought I didn't need to actually have this little access hole here, but there's a set of mirrors eventually that I want to run, because they're pretty cool looking, it'll match the theme of the car. And you need access from the backside to get to the nuts and bolts. So yeah, I had to cut this in here. So what I did was I just took measurements off the other side, laid it out. It's roughly from this radius down 100 thousandths for the top line, and then from the radius down to the bottom 1.400 thousandths, or 1 inch and 400 thousandths down. From the back of the hole here to the front is 3.5 inches. From the back of the hole to the aft line here is 900 thousandths, and then it gets a 1/2 inch hole, roughly about there. If it gets close enough, whatever, great, fine, not no big deal. The big thing is having the access there to get to the nuts and bolts for the mirror. Alright, let me drill a couple holes in here so I can have a nice radius up in the corners, and then well, I'll cut it out with the cutoff wheel. So I actually made this video after I got done doing a bunch of other stuff to the doors. As I'm going through the editing, I realized I didn't show the end result. So there it is, cut out for the pass-through, for the nuts and the cables and stuff, just in case I were to do a remote mirror on it. But like I said, I actually cut it out because the set of mirrors I want. They don't use the normal bracket on the outside of the door where it's two Phillips, like a very coarse thread wood screw type thing. A coarse threaded wood screw style screw that goes through there. But instead, you use nuts and bolts and actually physically locate it on with a nice hunk of aluminum. So I had to cut the door frame out for it anyway, but that's the end result. It don't look too bad. It could be a little bit straighter, but like I said, it's behind the door. Nobody's going to see it. All right, on to the welding of the ends of the doors where the weather stripping goes. All right, so what I'm doing is on the, what door is this? This is the passenger side door. The driver's side door is all cut away there from rust. As you see, it's all pitted in there from where the weather stripping was. I might fill it in with weld, but right now, fiberglass filler is looking really good. But as you can see on this side, it's got a nice little cutaway there from how badly rusted it was. Somewhere I just had a little piece to weld in there. But yeah, I notched out a piece, gonna weld it in there, and hopefully that'll be make it a little better for where the weather strip goes on there. I probably won't even hurt it or realize it's not missing, but I know it's there, so why not actually cut it out, replace it while I had the opportunity to. Alright, a little bit of time later, I chose the weld route. Looks a little bit better than trying to put fiberglass filler in there. So, there we go. It's not perfect, but like I said, it's just a place for weather strip where it actually goes. These doors are getting pretty close. I want to do a little bit of filler along the bottom there because I had to weld a new flange on there from the years of being rusted, being sandwiched between the door skin and whatnot. So also I had to do the same thing over this side, but I spent a little bit more time grinding and welding and stuff with the TIG welder a few months ago. Actually, back in last May. Yeah, hopefully this week I can go out to Eastwood, get some more rust encapsulator. What I think I'm going to do is one night this week is spray the rust encapsulator just along this area here. So that way I could go hang it up on the car, spray it, and it could be out in the open. I don't have to worry about it trying to hang it somewhere because I don't really have a good place in the garage to do that. So that's pretty much where I'm at with the doors right now. So this, I guess, will be the end of call it part one. Yeah, let's call it part one of doing the doors. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time.